Hi, Helen from crystalsandcrochet.com here. Welcome to part 3, the final part of the Sweet Caroline crochet along. Okay, and we're going to start with round 26, and we're going to join with a standing double crochet in the last half double crochet of any side. So basically that is the stitch before our corner. Okay, so that's the last half double crochet there, and we're going to put a standing double crochet in there. Okay, then in our corner double crochet, pop my marker out for a second. In the corner we're going to do 2 double crochet, a treble and 2 double crochet. Okay, so we've got 1, 2 doubles, a treble and 2 more doubles. Okay, and again I'm just going to put my marker back in there. It just makes it so much easier to not have to fiddle around counting stitches, just to know that that's the corner one to work into each time. Okay, double crochet in the next stitch, so that's that first half double crochet after our corner double, and now we match each side on the corner there as well. Okay, we're going to chain 1, we're going to skip the next stitch, and then in that treble, front post treble, we're going to make a chunky puff stitch. So let me just zoom in a weeny bit so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so we've done a chain 1, we're skipping this half double crochet, and we're going to work into this front post treble, and we're going to make a chunky puff stitch. Okay, so we're going to yarn over into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop and pull it up to the same height as your double crochet, so it's exactly the same height as the stitches on to the side of it. Okay, and we're going to do that 7 times. Okay, so yarn over, in, pull up a loop, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So you've actually got 15 loops on your hook. Okay, your hook should move quite freely and easily through those. So we're going to yarn over, pull all the way through, yarn over and chain 1 to close that puff stitch. Okay, so that's a chunky puff stitch. It's a lot fatter than a normal puff stitch. Okay, and then don't forget that chain 1 to close. We're now going to chain 2. We're going to skip these next 2 stitches, which are the half doubles, and we'll make another chunky puff stitch in that next stitch, which is again the front post treble, and we're going to do that twice. So we'll 1 in here and then 1 into that next stitch. Okay, so yarn over, in, and pull up to the height of the other stitches. Okay, so it's to the height of a double crochet. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Yarn over through all of those loops and then fasten with a chain 1, and again chain 2, another chunky puff stitch, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 through. Okay, so we've got 3 chunky puff stitches there. Okay, so we're going to chain 1 and we skip the next stitch, which is that first half double crochet, and then we're going to double crochet in the next 6 stitches. Okay, so skip that one, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, and now we're going to half double in the next 3 stitches. We've got 1, 2 and 3, and then we're going to single crochet in the next 24 stitches. 3, 12, halfway, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 and 24. Okay, and then half double in the next 3, and just as a little landmark, that half double will fall in the last single crochet, so you've still got 7 stitches before that first front post treble there. Okay, and we're going to double crochet in the next 6. 1, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, so we're absolutely symmetrical with the other side. We've got 6 doubles, 3 half doubles, 6 doubles, 3 half doubles, and then we've got the 24 singles in between. Okay, so now we're going to mirror this on this side. So we're going to chain 1 and skip that next stitch there, and then into the front post treble we're going to make a chunky puff stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 through all of the loops and chain to close. Chain 2, skip those next 2 half double crochets, and then another chunky puff stitch into this next front post treble. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Chain 2, skip those next 2 half double crochets and another chunky puff stitch. Whoops. 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Okay. Chain 1, skip the next stitch, double crochet in the next stitch, and that takes us exactly to where we started, where we joined with our standing double crochet over here. So then back into the repeat again for the other 3 sides, starting with the corner of 2 double crochet, treble, 2 double crochet. Okay, so go ahead and finish the other 3 sides off, and then when you're done, join to that standing double crochet that we started with and fasten off and secure your ends, and I will see you for round 27. Okay, moving on to round 27, and we are going to join with a standing half double crochet in the last stitch of any side. So we've got our corner stitch here, so we know that this stitch before it is the last stitch of that side. Okay, so a standing half double crochet in there. Then in the corner treble we are going to half double, double, half double. Okay, so half double, double, half double. Let's just pop that stitch marker back in there, and then we're off along this side. Okay, so working in front of, oh sorry, we got to half double in the next 3 stitches. I'm getting all ahead of myself. 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so we're going to work in front of this chain 1 space and down into the skipped stitches from, here we go, from round 25. Okay, so we're going to make a treble into that skip stitch from round 25 and in front of our chain 1 space. Okay, let me just move myself about a bit. Okay, so we've gone in front of the chain 1 space and down into that skipped stitch there. There we go. Okay, we're now going to front post single around the next chunky puff stitch, and we are then going to treble into the next 2 skipped stitches. Okay, so again we're working in front of this chain space, down into these skipped stitches. So just take your time as you do it and make sure that you don't hook yourself up on any of the strands in the puff stitches. Okay, so that's 2 trebles, 1 each into those skipped stitches, and front post single around that bobble again. So again, into the skipped stitch and into the skipped stitch, front post around our puff, treble into our skipped stitch again, oops, okay, so we've got trebles in between each of the puffs and down into our skipped stitches. We're now going to half double crochet in the next 12 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Okay. Okay, so we've got 12 half double crochets and now 18 singles, and then you're going to do another 12 half double crochets. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so 18 single crochets, and then, sorry, I'm just getting towards the end of this yarn and it's all tangling up. 12 half double crochets. Oops. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. So if everything's worked out perfectly there, you have now come to that last double crochet. Okay, so then we're going to mirror what we've done on this other side, and we are going to make a treble. Sorry, just getting everything caught up here. We're going to make a treble down into this skipped stitch, working in front of the chain 1 space, front post single around the next chunky puff stitch, and then treble into the next 2 stitches, skip stitches in round 25. Okay, and front post single, and then repeat again down into those skipped stitches. Whoops. And another front post single, and another treble down into that skipped stitch. And then we are going to half double crochet in the next 3 stitches, okay, and that takes us up to our corner, and that's the end of the side and the end of our repeat. Okay, so then we start again in the corner with a half double, a double and a half double, okay, and just work your way all across, and again this will still be rolling up slightly, don't worry, we're getting there, we're nearly square. Okay, so just remember to work in front of these chain spaces. Okay, so they'll be loose on the back of your work, don't worry about that, we are going to fix that in the next round. Okay, so just repeat again for the other 3 sides. Double check your stitch count again, make sure everything's correct, and I will see you for round 28. Okay, so round 27 finished and joined to that very first stitch, our standing stitch, with a slip stitch. Okay, and we'll go on to round 28 now. So we're going to chain 3, and that counts as a double crochet, and then we're going to also double crochet in the next stitch, and that takes us up to our corner here. So in the corner we're going to double crochet, treble, double crochet. Okay, so 1 double crochet, 1 treble, which now becomes our corner stitch, and then 1 double crochet. So let's just pop my marker back in there. Okay, and now we're ready to work along the side. So in the pattern it says double crochet in the next 13 stitches, picking up the chain spaces behind each treble. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, I'm getting in a tangle because I'm getting towards the end of this yarn. Okay, so 2, 3 and 4, and then we're going to make a stitch into the treble, so into the treble but pick up that chain space so that you're working over the chain space and into the treble. Okay, and then into the next stitch, and then we've got 2 trebles, so there's a chain 2 behind, so pick that up and catch it in with your stitch on both of those trebles. Then just a normal double crochet in there, and again 2 more trebles, so pick up those chain spaces, and if I just finish off this next couple of stitches, last one to pick that up, if I turn over you can see that what we've done is we've caught those chain spaces behind now, so there's nothing loose on the back of our work. Plus, looking from the front, what it does is it pulls everything up and it makes those chunky puff stitches pop out at the front. Okay, so we wanted 13 double crochets, didn't we? Yes. Right, so there's our corner. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, as if by magic. Okay, so the 13th one will fall in that last treble there. Okay, then really easy across the rest of the side. We're going to half double crochet in 14 stitches, single crochet in 14 stitches, and half double crochet in 14 stitches. Okay, so go ahead and do that, and I'll catch up with you at this side once I've done that second lot of 14 half double crochets. Okay, so 14 half double crochet, 14 single crochet, 14 half double crochet, and that takes us to that last 13 double crochets we're going to make, starting with the first one in this first treble. So again, just remember to pick up that chain space. Oh, sorry, the sun's come out. Okay, that's better. Okay, so just remember to pick up that chain space as you work into the treble, so that you're keeping everything on the back of your work really nice and neat and tidy. And it also helps to pull everything up and make those chunky puff stitches pop out to the front of your work. Okay, so just all the way along, and we will have 13 double crochet as we work up to the corner. Okay, so let's just double check that. So there's our first double in that first treble there. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Perfect. Okay, so that's your side complete. Go ahead and do the next 3 sides, okay? And then once you're done and you finish this last side off, you've already made 2 double crochets here, so you're only going to have 11 to make that side, and then join into the top here, fasten off and secure your ends, and I will see you for round 29. Okay, moving on to round 29. And this is a really simple round. It's just all double crochets. So in the last stitch of any side, so that's the one just before the corner stitch, join with a standing double crochet, and then in the corner we're going to double crochet, treble, oops, and double crochet. Okay, so again, just pop your marker back in there so you know exactly where you are. Okay, and then just really simple, double crochet in every stitch across, okay, which should be 70 stitches. So just all the way across with double crochets, and then your corners are double crochet, treble, double crochet. Okay, and then when you get right back round to the beginning, just join to that standing double crochet with your invisible join and fasten off and secure your ends. And that's a very, very simple round 29. Okay, I will see you for round 30. On to round 30. Now in the pattern there's a hint that the corners in this round are not symmetrical. Okay, and you will see why when we get on to the next round. Okay, so what we're going to do is join with a standing double crochet in the last stitch of any side. So again, we're coming into that stitch that's just before that corner stitch with a standing double crochet. Okay, now we're going to chain one and then into the corner treble we are going to double crochet, chain two, and then double crochet, chain one and double crochet again. Okay, so that's from the last stitch we've got a chain one space, then a double crochet into the corner, chain two, and then double crochet, chain one, double crochet, all into that corner stitch. Okay, so now really simple repeat. We're going to chain one, we're going to skip the next stitch, we're going to double crochet in the next stitch. Okay, and you're going to do that all the way across, so it's 36 times in total. And the last double crochet that you make will bring you to the stitch before the corner. Okay, so I'm going to work across and then I'll come back just before I do this next corner so that you can see it all done around there. Okay, so just work your way across, chain one, skip the next stitch, double crochet in the next stitch. Okay, so I've come all the way across and I've done that repeat of chain one, skip the next stitch, double crochet in the next stitch 36 times, which brings me to this last stitch of the side. So again, as we go into the corner, you're going to chain one and then into that corner treble, double crochet, chain two, double crochet, chain one, double crochet. Okay, and then we're going to start the repeat again for the next side, chain one, skip the next stitch, double crochet in the next stitch. I'm just going to do a couple and then you can see how the corner sits. Right, let's swing that round a bit. Okay, so we come all the way along and then in the corner it's a chain one, double crochet, chain two. This now becomes our corner space here, and then let me zoom in and you'll probably be able to see it much more clearly. There we go. So there's our double crochet in the last stitch, chain one, and then into the corner, double crochet, chain two, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Then start your repeat again with a chain 1, skip that next stitch, double crochet in that next stitch, okay? And this is really going to square the corner up for us, which you'll see over the next 2 rounds, which will be the last 2 rounds. Okay, so go ahead and repeat that on the other 3 sides, and I will come back for round 31. Okay, and on to round 31. We're going to join with a standing back post single crochet around the last stitch of any side. So we've got our chain 2 space here, so this is our last stitch where we just did that 1 double crochet. So we're going to join with a back post single around there, and then in the chain 2 corner space we're going to single crochet, chain 2 and single crochet. Okay, so single crochet, chain 2 and single crochet, and then there's our new corner space. Okay, so we've joined with the back post single crochet on that last stitch, and then in the corner single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. Okay, and now we are going to back post single around that next double crochet, and then we're going to make a double treble into this corner treble and between these 2 double crochets here. Okay, so for a double treble we're going to yarn over 3 times and then go into that corner stitch and up through so that we're in front of this chain 1 space, and keep it all rolled down as much as you can so that you don't get a really sort of big top loop here. Okay, back post single around the double, and now we're going to double treble into the skipped stitch. So that first one is a little bit tricky, getting in between those 2 stitches, but now it does become easier. So yarn over 3 times into the stitch in front of the chain 1 space, pull up your loop and then yarn over and through 2 loops 4 times. Okay, and then back post single around that next double crochet. If you've made Mandala Madness, then you will recognize this as my accidental stitch. Okay, so into that double crochet, the skipped stitch in front of the chain 1 space, and then make your double treble and just keep it as tight to the top as you possibly can so that your stitch loops along the top here are as even as they can be. They are going to be slightly larger than your back post singles, but try to keep them rolled down nice and tight and that'll be fine. Okay, so carry on all the way along. You need to repeat the back post single and double treble 36 times. Okay, and I will catch up with you when we come to this end because there's a little tricky bit just at the end here. Okay, so just doing the last, whoop, oops, she says. There we go, just putting that last double treble into that last skipped stitch and back post single around the double. Now this chain one space, because we've got a stitch in that last stitch, so this chain one space we need to work into the very beginning of that corner treble. So again, it's just a little bit tricky to get your hook round and in there, but I know you can do it. So double treble and then a back post single in that last stitch of the corner. Okay, so let me just take you round the corner again, just so that we know exactly where we're going. So in the corner it's single crochet, chain 2 and single crochet. Turn everything around. Okay, so back post single around that next double crochet, and then our next double treble is going in between these two stitches and into the corner treble. Okay, so again it's just a little bit fiddly, bending this back and getting your hook in there to pick up that first loop, and then back post single around that next double. Okay, so when you come to the end of the side, let me see if I can zoom this in a bit more. Just because I'm using dark colours, it's a little bit difficult to see. But when you come to the end, this last double treble is going to come down into the corner stitch, but in front of or before that last double crochet. Back post single around that double crochet, and then single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the corner. Back post single around that first double crochet, and then your double treble into the corner treble but between these two stitches. Okay, and then just carry on all the way across with your back post single and double treble into the skipped stitch. Okay, and that is round 31 finished. Okay, and on to our very last round, round 32. And again, as the pattern says, the corners in this round are not symmetrical. Okay, all of the large squares that I have designed have the same 82 stitches plus corner stitch count. So this one is no exception, so it matches in with joining 12-inch squares, etc. to it. So the very, very last round, let's take that out of the corner. Okay, so we're going to join with a standing double crochet in the last stitch of any side, so that is the first single crochet in your corner, because it's the last stitch before the chain 2 corner space. Okay, in the corner space you are going to do 2 double crochet, 1 treble and 1 double crochet. Okay, so the treble is your corner stitch. So if you are going to make these as afghan squares, then mark your corner stitch so that it's going to be easy for you to join to other squares. If, like me, you're doing these as a cushion facing, then there's not really the need to mark, although it will help just for blocking and attaching to your cushion cover. Okay, so the corner is 2 double crochet, treble, 1 double crochet, and then you're just going to double crochet in each stitch across, so all 79 stitches. Okay, so really just remember the corners. I'm just going to do a few more just so that you can see how things sit. Okay. There we go. So we've got 2 double crochet, treble, 1 double crochet in the corner, and then double crochet in each stitch across. Again, when you come round to the end here, you're going to join to your standing double crochet with an invisible join, fasten off and work away all of your ends. And then I am just going to show you on here the difference between not blocking and blocking your square and attaching it to a cushion facing. Okay, so all finished. However, I would like to stress the importance of blocking your work. As you can see, this is square, but it's not quite straight. And yes, joining to other squares or stitching around onto the cushion cover will straighten it, but blocking gives your work a polished, more professional, finished look. Okay, so the rest of the video is just going to show you the difference between unblocked, blocked, and once finally attached to your cushion cover. So thank you very much for joining me on this crochet along with Sweet Caroline. Please share photographs in Helen's Hookaholics, my Facebook group, and I hope to join you again on another crochet along.